Happy Socialist Sunday, people. All being well and correct, I should be coming through to you live. Welcome to the Sunday live stream. If you can indeed hear me, which I hope you really can. Okay, Floor Snake, first in the chat, and with the watermelons as well. Yeah, lots about Palestine, lots about Gaza to come up on the stream. And you are first and have crowned yourself number one. But this thing's getting a bit more competitive now, isn't it, this community leaderboard thing? Odin, thanks for joining us. Is that boo as in you're not enjoying it so far, or boo as in an attempt to make a surprise entrance? Great to see you. Morbius as well. Thank you for joining me. Joining us. Sunday livestream community. So we wind down at the end of the week with a bit of jazz from Herbie Ranger and the Supersonics. Yet again. That's what was booze in surprise and alarm. I jumped out of my skin. And you've hit number 2 on the, well, it's very, very, very early into the stream now. Bernie Burrows, a very good evening to you. Floor Snake, yeah, we're not exactly, I would imagine, most of us aren't imperialists. Also within, if there are any communists, any proper communists watching, there is no hierarchy, so it's just pretend though, it's okay. It's not a real one, but that was very noble of you to immediately abdicate nonetheless. Just make sure you dissolve the monarchy before you do. Sign whatever you have to. Morbius, yes, I was going to bring that up on the stream actually. That's coming up later. I'm not sure whether I'll be showing the full clip, but I'll be coming on to that. Paddy McCory MMA fights with the IDF soldier. This is an official bout, not a street fight or anything. And to be very clear, this isn't something that happened at the Youth Demand protests or the Palestine March, which I was at yesterday, so I will be bringing that up though. Because there's diplomatic things to report on the ceasefire proposals and stuff. Also, unfortunately, more attacks from the IDF, which I'll be going through a little bit later on. But I can see a few more people arriving in the chat. Super Tiny. Dale Vance has been all over YouTube today. I did see a thumbnail of something going around. He's having a dig at the far right, or as far as I can tell. Let's see, I might check that out while we're on the stream as well. JC, great to see you. Yeah, long time no see. Glad that you managed to catch us. Hedy as well. Always a pleasure. Great crowd so far. But all on the left are welcome. And you've got, as I mentioned, some exclusive footage to enjoy. It's quite a large file that I've uploaded to the broadcasting software, but I do have a backup plan in case that causes any tech issues, which has happened once or twice before when I've tried to play particularly large files. I didn't have time to compress it all, but don't worry, I've got a backup. Red F, nice to see you. Heady, so Nigel Frogface Farage is not happy with the EU trade deal, is he? That's his only bit, isn't it? Not liking the European Union. Well, it's not his only... Actually, no, that's not entirely true at the moment. Yeah, but Starmer's trying to get some... whatever he can out of some negotiations. It's not going to be effective. Yeah, but balls to Farage. Okay, people, let's get through some formalities. Shout out to the members on the channel. Yes, as always, thanks for your ongoing support. If you are a member, please do make sure that you renew. If you get a reminder. Legala Deville, hope you're doing well. Yeah, glad you could catch us. And a doctor in the house, Dr. Davies. How you doing? Other ways you can support this stream, people. You can hit the thumbs up button. You can subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you just happened upon this stream, really would appreciate it. You can also give us a share or a retweet. Yeah, throw some of our stuff around social media if you can, please. That'd be awesome. And we do have an awesome membership as well. Thank you very much to every single one of you. And we recently passed the 100 members mark as well, which was wonderful. Wonderful milestone to reach on the channel. Graham Turner, hope you're well. We're all having an excellent Socialist Sunday. We'll be over to Keith's Fondue Lounge very shortly. Although it's been a quiet week for Keith, hasn't it, really? They've all been off. course, there wasn't a PMQs on Wednesday. Chris, a good evening to you. Happy Socialist Sunday. Flow state, that's a particularly interesting time to... It's an anagram of safe clown. I assume that's not deliberate. Yeah, just to remind you, we will be seeing the Irish MMA fighter who was victorious over the IDF soldier a bit later in the stream. Hang around for that if you've not seen it yet. But from what I'm told, he gave him a bit of a whooping, a bit of a whooping. And when he was victorious as well, he raised the Palestine flag. Odin, do you mean the emoji? The thinking emoji looks like a bowl of custard. A molly-whopping. Yeah, Morbius. A molly-whopping. Oh, what else did I want to mention? Very quickly before I get over to the lounge. I don't have a picture of it. I might try and find it while I'm on the stream, while the clip's playing or something. But you know, the Hollywood Walk of Fame where they have the stars and the actors and actresses, or whatever, you know, pronouns, names, all up and down the boulevard. Gal Gadot has had hers, should we say, corrected, although it was described as vandalised. Someone with just a marker pen, I guess a permanent marker pen, wrote Baby Killer at the top and scrubbed out her screen name, Gadot, and put her actual name on there. Of course, she used to be a IDF soldier as well. So I think that happened this week. That's the first I've heard of that, unless you know if that happened a while back. And yeah, Morbius, I agree, not a particularly great actress, quite wooden, as it were. From what I've seen. I might try and find a picture of that whilst we're in the lounge. Let's hit the lounge. Let's get the chat up on the screen as well while I'm at it. So here we all are once again. Welcome to the screen and welcome to the lounge. Keith is dipping into some fondue there with Peter. Oh god, sick. With the guy in the shirt, the purpley one, and Blair and Margaret Hodge. Katie Marshall, welcome to the stream, welcome to the Fondue Lounge, and indeed it's great to have a fragile Scottish Marxist among us as always. Just in case we were short on balance, or, you know. Yes, solidarity this Socialist Sunday. Well, I have to say, I find myself at a loss for much to report on Keith. Like I said, it's been a quiet week where he's concerned. There's been no further reporting on these fellas who seem, you know, the arson case, this trio of arson cases that seem to be linked to Starmer's former properties and vehicle. But the spending review is coming up as well, actually, so there is that. And I will actually be referring to that a little bit later on, because unfortunately some of the announcements that are going to be made refer to the continuing pursuit of weaponry, as opposed to using public money for peace, or even, you know, would I be so bold as to say public services? Hedy, thank you very much for that super chat. And let's give that thumbs up. Show some solidarity. Thanks again. That also gets you some XP on the community leaderboard as well. The current standings are Aldrin Allfather is at number 1 now. Hedy, you're in second place after that super chat. Thanks again for that. I don't know if you've got access to the full leaderboard. But let me know if you can see it or not. A new feature this, still getting used to it. Right, where was I? Well, yes, there won't be, apart from the spending review, not too much to say about Keith on this week's Sunday live stream. I'll be getting straight into the Palestine protests and the main march from Manchester. I'm right here in Manchester, so that's all exclusive footage. And then a few other protests that have taken place, the aforementioned MMA fights, and some other notable ones as well, as the latest on Gaza. And yes, of course, Katie, today marks a new month. We're into June, which marks Pride Month as well, so solidarity with the LGBTQ plus community. And there's also greetings from Borderline and Sensitive, Super Tiny. Okay people, I think we're all warmed up enough now. Had enough fondue. I'll get straight into the content. So we'll be seeing Keith later on in this stream, but that's all for now. Catch you in a bit, Keith. Just have to change the logo here. Sorry, Herbie, the break's over now. Gotta, you know, let's get back on the song. look at me like, I mean, if you don't like it, form a union or something. Katie, yes, that was a picture of Tony Blair on the wall on that magnificent scene, which isn't one of my own creation, I should add. It's brought to us from the Agitator, who you can follow on Twitter and whatnot at Agitate4, that's the number 4, change. He does some other great stuff as well. Yeah, bumped into the Agitator in person a few times on demos and stuff. They're all good with the content being shared. But I'll still, of course, give free plugs. Okay, people. Well, I'm pleased to report that it was a very successful day. It was a great day of protest. I'm very happy to have been involved with it. One slightly minor thing, but apart from that, all excellent, and you're going to see that there was a lot of support as well, not just a great turnout in the march, but also for Youth Demands swarms. There were a few of those before the main march itself. And just before I start the footage, there are 3 swarms, and if you're not familiar with the term swarm, it's a temporary roadblock. It's something that JSO developed. We use that quite a lot in London, well, starting in 2022. But it doesn't involve gluing on. It's a temporary block initially. It started with waiting until you were towards the end of what was then a 4-stage warning. Fortunately, legislation and such has changed now, so it's sort of something you have to work out and think about on your feet, but yeah, essentially as long as you can get away for it. And I showed you some footage on Friday's live stream, if you weren't there, of my interview with David, who's from Youth Demand as well, so please do check that out. Incredibly brave guy. He was one of the 3 people who took action at Eurovision. So yeah, basically that's what a swarm is. And I think I explained in one of the videos at the beginning. I was de-escalating drivers and passers-by and whatnot as my main role. So obviously, as I explained, the protest itself has to come first, but I did get as much footage as I could for you. So I do like to throw the old exclusive content your way and get back in the field. Yes, more the swarms, it's a relatively new thing, I guess. Even though that was almost 3 years ago now, when we were using them. If you've been following the My JSO story, it features quite a few of the storms, but we were doing those almost practically daily, several of them as well. But you're going to see the three from Youth Demand, who of course are calling for a full trade embargo with Israel, an immediate ceasefire, and for the humanitarian aid to be let in immediately. And those are the three of the principal demands that a lot of people are calling for. And they have been overwhelmingly, I say they, it's this isn't official, obviously. Youth Demand as a live stream or anything, I'm sure you're more than aware of that. But Youth Demand have been very busy lately. There were over 70 actions, I think, in April. And then, of course, the one that hit the headlines recently, the Eurovision one. So I'll just let it play through. It either explains itself or there's commentary from me on the footage as we go through. I should only need to interject once or twice, maybe. So I hope this plays smooth. Like I said, it's quite a big file, but I've got a backup plan if there's any problems. This is the first one, of course. Again, this is from Manchester, of course, and this is in Ancoats, for anyone who's familiar with Manchester or the area. Right, people, we're just getting ready to do the first swarm now. I'm going to be de-escalating, that is calming drivers and passers by down. Hopefully, but I will try and get as much footage in as I can. Obviously, the swarm comes first, the protest comes first. We're just about to get going. There is other media here, so I'll be able to get some other footage, but we're just about to get going now, you can see. So I'm just going to film until the block's set up, and then we'll have to start de-escalating. But here we go, this is how it happens.
Free! 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 Palestine! Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! 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 Palestine! 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 From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! From the sea to the river! Won't be silent!
Don't worry, people, just a bit of a mic issue there. Just wanted to interject quickly. I had to cut away there, obviously, to de-escalate. There'd been some traffic that had arrived at that point, but the people in the front couple of rows were all fine. They're all good. There were, as you can see, a couple of police officers who showed up quite early on. But you can see they're just talking to one of the health and safety facilitators there, and they actually started to help out with the de-escalation as well.
Stop the bombing now! 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 We are the people! We won't be silent!
No, I'm just having a mic issue here, people. Sorry about that again. I hope you can all hear me now. I don't know where I got up to before it cut off. But Katie, thanks a lot for the gifted membership as well, and also celebrating 1 month of membership yourself, and Morbius as well, with a gifted membership. Solidarity for that. And this is solidarity then. Well, it's not a brews at 10. But we always like a brew. Thanks, Morbius. Again, sorry about this mic issue, people. It's been okay recently. But I was just explaining, I don't know if I'm repeating myself a little, apologies. The police are talking to a passerby who was trying to come over and shout pretty quickly, but you can see quite a lot of other officers arriving there on the left, so this is getting close to where we had to stop the swarm and move on.
Down, down with occupation! Up, up with liberation! Up, up with liberation! Up, up with liberation! Up, up with liberation! Down, down with occupation! Down, down with occupation!
I'm super tiny with a gifted membership as well. Thank you very much for that, Graham Thompson. Please do enjoy your perks. Who else have we got? Dominic Jones as well, and Pan PJK, recipients of some generous gifted memberships there. Thank you very much for that support. That was the first one. Pretty, yeah, without incident, but very successful as well. Like I said, the first car that I went up to, the guy said, no, it's fine. He supports the cause. It was the same for all the cars that were at the front of the dual carriageway, which made things a lot easier. It always does, really. I mean, some of you might remember the recent footage from the final JSO march when there was the thing at Trafalgar Square. Yeah, but throughout the 3 swarms, a lot of support as well. So that was in Ancoats, the first one. Again, it's a sort of a mini competition within the footage if you're familiar with Manchester. So where's this? No, well, I'll tell you anyway. So this is at the junction of Sackville Street and Portland Street. Portland Street. Yeah, just as you can see there. But the thing was, after the first one, we did all walk to the second, but unfortunately it looks as though we managed to get sort of followed a bit, and just around the corner we're waiting quite a few officers who were there from the moment it started. However, again, they just let it play out, and there's some great testimony that you're going to hear as well from someone in the swarm. I won't say their name. I've not asked anybody if they're okay with the names being given out, so I won't mention names, but it's great testimony that you're going to see as well. So this is the second swarm from Sackville Street and Portland Road.
We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. There is only one solution. There is only one solution. There is only one solution. All the crimes in your name. All the crimes in your name.
Getting a lot of support from the
David Lally,
cars, even though they're being held up. A lot of support for Palestine.
David Lally, shame, shame.
And you can see the 2 people in this car here are chanting along with the songs.
All the crimes in your
Awesome.
name. All the crimes.
Yeah, like I said, they're on the video. They were. I'll just go back a little. You can see the hand sort of tapping up and down. Just as I went over again, they said, "Thank you. No, this is great." And then I noticed they were singing along and chanting along with the songs. Look at this. Oh, they're being held up. A lot of support for Palestine.
David Lovey, shame, shame.
And you can see the two people in this car here are chanting along with the songs. It's awesome. Yeah, that's not like tapping your hand impatiently, like come on, come on, come on. That's like along with the beat of the drumming.
Crimes in your name.
Over 200,000 Palestinians have died in a genocide, in an ethnic cleansing of a people that have lived for thousands of years. They are victims of Western colonialism. They are victims of the arms that are built in this country. They are victims of the spy planes that fly from RAF Akrotiri over Palestine. The UK government is deeply, deeply complicit in this genocide. Not only are they complicit, they are active participants in genocide. Our Labour Party has taken the most pathetic stance, supporting a genocidal state at every angle. They will not stop until we stop them. That is, the Labour Party will not stop until we stop them. And the Israeli government will not stop until we stop supplying their arms, until we stop building the bombs that are being dropped on the heads of children and the drones that are blowing the legs off of children, destroying families, committing genocide. It's time to stand up for the Palestinian people. It's time to stand up against a government that is directly facilitating a genocide in Palestine. Thank you. Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine!
Great testimony there. I'm sure you'll agree. But at this point, you can see one of the officers talking to the health and safety facilitator that if it goes on any or much longer, then there could be some, well, it is Section 14, willful obstruction of the public highway. So that was pretty much it. But fortunately, they managed to get that great testimony in there, and very powerful words as well. Every single word of that was utterly true as well. And we as a country are complicit. You know, a lot of trolls or whatever have said to me several times, you know, why don't you go to whatever country it is, in this case Palestine. But our country is complicit, and that is why I choose to protest here the same way that I protest in the UK on environmental issues as well, because these are the people who represent me, allegedly, apparently.
Will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Alright, so going to go on to the third one now. And again, just to remind you of the support and solidarity from that second one there. You could hear one or two car horns, you'll always get that. Let's see what you're saying in the chat. I noticed Morbius, you asked, was it Morbius? Whether anybody got out of the cars to join us. Not on this occasion. You know, on a couple of occasions, people may have attempted to, either for better or worse, but generally they're instructed by the police to stay in the cars when this sort of thing happens. But if you happen to come across a protest that you support, then yeah, Why not? Why not join them if you can? I would as well, I'd do the same. Okay, so this third one was it's a junction which is basically at the end of Deansgate Locks for anybody who's familiar again with Manchester, close to the Bridgewater Hall. Alright people, we're at the location for the third and what is probably going to be our final display today. Sorry people, I don't know why this keeps happening. As soon as I start to play the clip, the mic cuts off, so I just have to sort of basically switch it off and on again. So you have to wait a couple of seconds. Just wanted to apologise. It got quite windy at this point. There's quite a lot of wind on the microphone, so that's on the footage. It's not me blowing down this mic that I'm using on the live stream. Just for the first part of this third swarm. It's quite windy, so apologies if you can't hear me doing the narrative or whatever. Footage is going really well. Really pleased with how it's going so far. Police have been fairly easy. I've been okay de-escalating. It's been fairly easy today, so let's hope that carries on for this final one, which will be commencing in just a moment. Yeah, as you can see. So if you're familiar with Manchester, you'll know roughly where we are. Deansgate station is just down that road there. Seen quite a few hen do's and stag do's. It is Manchester on a Saturday, after all. What do you make of all this, brother?
I think it's great.
Yeah? You're happy to see young people speaking out for Gaza?
1,000,000%. Everyone's happy.
Really do appreciate the support, brother.
Free, free!
Palestine! Palestine! Palestine will be free! Germany!
Sorry about the delay in me coming in there, people. Just wanted to come in. First of all, great to see the solidarity, but then cut away to this, I'll just explain. Obviously, I had to do some de-escalation. This guy tried to edge into the line of people on the front row. I nearly said his name, including this person who bravely then sat down in front of the vehicle. So this was a taxi, I should point out. The driver was quite irate. However, the apparent stag do, in the back of the vehicle, as you're about to see in a moment, were actually very supportive. And you saw support from that bystander or passerby as well. Great to see. So apart from this slight thing, it was all 100% support as well. But very brave of them to stand the ground as well. I'm sure you've got to agree. I'll let it play through, but obviously I couldn't get the that moment on film because, as I said, I was appealing to the driver to stop what he was doing, of course. So he was okay, he wasn't hurt. Then I let him through.
Mate, the road's clear. The road's clear. Okay. Just a moment. Thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Look at this. Heart hands in the back, and they'd either recently got married or it was a stag do. It, didn't have time to conduct an investigation, but it was either newlyweds or a hen do. Lots of hen do's, like I said yesterday. It just seemed that they were everywhere that we went, but it is Manchester. It was a busy day overall. Just checking out what you're saying in the chat. Thanks for throwing up the Palestine flags as well. So yeah, look, thumbs up, hearts with the hands, just like great. It was yeah, wonderful show of support.
Congratulations!
I love that the people in the car are all going with it.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestine will be
Gone really well so far. We've been here about 10 minutes, not even... No sign of even a single police officer. And the people waiting in the cars have been very understanding, very supportive. So we're just going to carry on for as long as we can, really. I think the police might be distracted with other stuff.
Free Palestine! End apartheid! Free Palestine! End apartheid! Free Palestine!
And we've actually got some fellow supporters here in this vehicle. The lady is saying her husband's Muslim and they speak out about rights for Gaza, speak out against the genocide. That's the Manchester spirit. Yes.
Yeah, again, people in the cars very supportive on the other side of the road there. There was a lady there with her kid in the car and she was fine with it. It's that example there as well. Everyone was very patient once it was explained that it was only temporary and it's for a cause that they support as well. As of course there's always a lot of support for Palestine in Manchester. So this is pretty much the end of the third march, and we're going to go over and check out some footage from the main march, which we joined in a moment there. So as you can see, they are effective as forms of protest. They're obviously ones where the participants don't set out to potentially get arrested or anything like that. It gets the message across and it's only a very, very minor amount of disruption for drivers as well. And lots of people as well were walking past and clapping and so on and so forth, beeping the horns. Other cars going the other way, of course. So yeah, that was brilliant. And we'll get on now to the main march. Just one moment. I've got to just rechange my monitor settings because of this this microphone. I'll more or less just let the video of the march play out. I think it's self-explanatory, but there is some narration from me as well. Do enjoy. Well done Manchester as well, got to say, for a great turnout and a great protest. And there were others all around the world. It's great to be part of that.
Okay people, I'm going to start making this video here because you won't be able to hear me in a couple of minutes. We've finished the swarms with Beauty Man now, and we're heading over to join the main Palestine demonstration, which is just getting going. Just coming on to Deansgate here in Manchester, so stand by and I'll get you a bit of VT from the demo. It looks like a good turnout. Look at all those flags. Let's do this. We're just going to slip in here wherever we can, I think.
till everybody's within earshot of the platform. And we shout together, free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Now I'm wanting to thank everybody who was here today, and I'd like all of you, especially if you were near the front of the march, to show a little appreciation for the tremendous stewards of the Youth Front for Palestine who kept us safe today.
Alright people, so that was it. As I said, with the swarms, my priority had to be with the de-escalation and whatnot, but this was yesterday in Manchester. So yeah, great march, hundreds of thousands of people there, finished in St. Peter's Square. As you can see, it's a picture of some of the swarmers, my fellow swarmers from Youth Demand. Really, you know, proud of everybody, really proud of Manchester as well for the turnout on the march. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts about that. I'd also love to know your experiences if you happen to be on that march as well, so please let me know, whether you're watching live or back on a replay. Okay, time to bring back Herbie and the Supersonics. So yeah, well, just so you know as well, between swarms we have debriefs and stuff. We don't just sort of run about and go, oh, here'll do, you know. Yeah. But it went more or less as to plan. Happy as always to be out in the field as well. Hope you enjoyed the footage. There were also similar demonstrations in London as well from Youth Demand as well, so solidarity from up here in Manchester. And we're going to stay on the topic of Gaza as we move on now as well. This is of course what everybody yesterday was marching against, was protesting against, was standing up against, and exercising our hard-won right to protest. Thank you very much, officer. But yeah, joking aside, it's unfortunately not great news that we're seeing coming from Gaza. If you just let me bring this up. So Israel has denied firing at civilians after 31 people have been killed in an aid centre attack in Gaza. So them denying firing at civilians does indeed confirm that they fired at civilians. That's all you need, that's all the evidence you need. If they've denied it, then they did it. They haven't got down to the admitting that they did it, but here's a list of bullshit reasons why yet. So I'll just read through a few of these bullet points. There have been awful scenes at these aid distribution centres as well. This organisation that America and Israel put together have turned out to be an absolute shit show. But I'm sure the BBC here are happy to report that the Israel military have looked into it themselves and say that they didn't fire at civilians while they were near or within the aid centre. But the Palestinian Red Crescent report that 14 people were injured as well. Oh, but as a reminder, these facts may not be correct that they have to put in now. Israel doesn't allow independent access to the territory, making it difficult to verify facts on the ground. Please report the facts, not what Israel says is the facts, because they're quite distant from one another. I'm sure we can all concur. Oh look what's here, look. A military campaign, not an illegal occupation, was launched by Israel in Gaza in response to Hamas cross-border attack. It wasn't a cross-border attack. That's their land. But, of course, they fired at civilians. They're that psychotic that they probably wouldn't turn down an opportunity while people are gathered in such great numbers, you know, to fire off a few rounds and try and, air quotes, take out as many Palestinians as possible. These are the kind of sickos that we're dealing with. What else have we got here? We've got not a lot of progress where the ceasefire talks are concerned. Unfortunately, my prediction on that matter appears to be coming to pass. Not that it takes too much investigation to work out that Benjamin Netanyahu normally tries to trash any talks, but for what it's worth, Hamas have made a hostage pledge. However, they've demanded changes to the United States ceasefire plan. Let's see what's happening here, people. So Hamas are prepared to release 10 living Israeli hostages and 18 dead hostages in exchange for a number of Palestinian prisoners, whilst requesting some amendments to the plan. So this would be a permanent truce, a complete Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, and guarantees for the continuous flow of humanitarian aid, but none of those are currently in the deal that's on the table. Turn the background music down slightly. I can't see, I can't really see that being agreed to. It is, of course, what should be on the table. Those are completely reasonable demands. Permanent truce, complete withdrawal from Gaza, which is illegal, and guarantees for continuous flow of humanitarian aid, which again is international law. They're not asking for the moon on a stick. So the US plan is for a 60-day pause in the fighting and the release of 28 Israeli hostages both alive and dead in the first week, and 30 more once a permanent ceasefire is in place. The release of, specifically, 1,236 Palestinian prisoners and the remains of 180 dead Palestinians. You can see how one-sided this dual hostage situation is, can't you, really? Okay. Sorry if I pause for a moment here and there and reading. Just keeping my eye on the audio EQs. Don't want that to cut out again. But also on Saturday, 60 people were killed and another 284 injured. That was in the last, well, what is now 48 hours in Israeli strikes. This article's from yesterday. So this was taking place whilst I was down there at the protest in Manchester, so this is happening in real time, as you know, is the rest of this genocide, the first that's ever been viewed live on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. It's disgusting. I'm absolutely, you know, ashamed by this. Our country should be ashamed. And at the same time, I've mentioned this on Friday's stream, whatever claims that Lammy wants to make, whatever claims that Starmer wants to make, we've only reduced the amount of arms that we sell into Israel by 8%, as that lady on Question Time was more than happy to repeatedly point out to the Labour member on the panel. And well done to her for it. So we know this is happening. We know that the spy plane runs and sorties are still continuing. So call them out wherever you can. Don't be, you know, don't let the government try and take you for a fool, because we've got to remind them that we are indeed not. And there is more on Gaza. Just one moment. Just about the scale of desperation. Sorry about that, it cut out again for a moment there. This is quite irritating. Apologies. But it looks like we're back now. It should be back. I'm not sure where I got up to there, people, before it cut out. But it took me a few goes to get it back online. Sorry about that. Yes, Davinia, thank you for... I could see you trying to let me know, though unfortunately, with it being a mic issue, I couldn't respond. But what can I say? I won't go over all of those stats again. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly where I got up to, but as desperate and dire a situation as you might imagine, I'm sure you're all more than aware of that. International agencies are more than aware of what's going on. So yeah, that's another scene from the devastation. Those poor people there. You really cannot imagine, can you? So yeah, only 10% of the 900 trucks a day that are required. Oh, sorry, the 900 trucks in the last week have only been 10% of what's required. That's sickening. And those weren't the worst images that I've seen recently as well. Again, unfortunately, these severely malnourished children. But like I said, some well-known faces have decided to get out there and set up a flotilla. They're going to get a whole bunch of seacraft together. I've got a clip from Greta Thunberg now. You might remember recently they did try to set up an aid flotilla, and one of the vessels I think that Greta Thunberg was supposed to be on was attacked, and unfortunately there were deaths and casualties. So a lot of people, including myself, are particularly worried. Also amongst the flotilla, as I said, would be Liam Cunningham, who played Sir Davos Seaworth in Game of Thrones, who's been outspoken about Gaza for some time now as well, and well done to him for that. I hate people who criticise celebrities for pointing out things or accuse them of politicising whatever medium it is that they happen to be famous for. But with things like this, you can only really, in all good conscience, be on one side. See what's happened with people in the UK, like Gary Lineker, for example, recently. You know, just let them. If they're not breaking any of the terms of service on whatever social media app it is, then, you know, let them tweet what they want, as long as it's the truth, as long as it's not misinformed dis or misinformation. But this could go beyond contracts being ended for whatever reason, or people leaving whatever it is and people risking their careers in order to speak out for Gaza. Greta and Liam really putting their lives on the line, and I really do hope that this is a success, whether they do manage to get through the blockade or not. I hope that they manage to return in one piece. So I think there's a clip from Greta Thunberg. I'll just try and bring that up. Just one sec. Just going to just going to remove something. Okay.
Hello. I am currently standing on the Madeleine, the ship that on Sunday, June 1st, will attempt to again sail towards Gaza and to try to break the siege and open up a humanitarian corridor by delivering aid like food and medical supplies. The last time we attempted this, about a month ago, the boat Conscience that we were about to board, just a couple of hours before we were planning to board and set sail, it got bombed twice, and all evidence suggests that it was Israel who did it.
Oh my god.
So now we are here in Catania, outside of Sicily.
And they totally would. They totally would. You cannot say you would put it past Israel to do that. It's becoming abundantly clear that they've tried to do it at least once before. I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that the particular vessel she was supposed to board was attacked. I'm going to be very, very clear about that. And I'm really worried about. I wish them the best of luck. I really do, and I've really hoped that people, that organisations would get together and try and do something like this for some time. You know, but really do hope that they make it back in one piece.
To try to continue our mission to try again. Because currently we are watching a systematic starvation of 2 million people alive.
Sorry to interrupt again. In fact, there was a tweet from, I can't remember what Israeli official it was, but he pretty much just said, and I'm slightly paraphrasing, that, you know, oh, it would be an awful shame if something happened to your flotilla, and he accused Greta Thunberg of being a Hamas sympathiser at the same time. But yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying there, Mobius. She is a wonderful activist and has dedicated her life to bringing about awareness to this issue and climate issues. And I think that the attacks on her have been absolutely disgusting from the right wing. There's no other way to put it, really. Also taking into consideration that Greta's on the autistic spectrum as well. But the way that they tried to bully and abuse this great, bold activist for what is, you know, most of her life, really is vile, you've got to say.
Livestream genocide, and the world's silence is deadly. That is why we have to keep trying everything we can, even if the odds are against us, to try to protest and do everything we can to stand against Israel's atrocities and war crimes, and to support and stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine. So keep your eyes on deck, continue flooding the streets, organize, boycott, and do everything in your power to stand for Palestine.
And I really enjoyed those nautical puns as well. Did they do anything for you there? Give credit, that was Agitator, exclusive footage from them. Of course, we'll wish Greta and Liam the best of luck. I might have a quick look and just see if Liam Cunningham's posted anything on his Twitter while I'm yabbering away to you here. Because I'd like to. I know that he's been outspoken about Palestine before. I think I've even played a clip or two of his. So I'll just check out his social media in case there's any, excuse me, updates from him. I'd get on the flotilla. What say you people? You feeling, you got your sea legs? You feeling nautical? Would you go that far for Palestine? What do you think? Make sure that you share your thoughts with me as well if you're watching back later on. Of course, I'll keep you up to speed with this story, and I'm sure you'll share my sentiments in wishing them a bon voyage and the very best of luck in their endeavours. Very brave. Okay, I can't remember if I'm actually following Liam Cunningham. I definitely will. Now, if I'm not, I think they're on separate vessels as far as I know. I'm not sure exactly how many boats and ships are involved. Oh, there's a tracker. You can track the progress online. I might just check that out in a moment, but first of all, I'm going to bring you a quote from Liam Cunningham here, from one of his latest tweets. That's particularly small writing there, but he says, this is like the bottom line of a friggin' eye test here, but I'm going to go for it. I play dress up for a living, love my job. I commit as much energy that I possibly can, but that is the bottom line. I play dress up for a living. I have to be able to look at my grandkids when they hit their teens or whatever and say, what did you do during this? I do not want to be one of these people that said I didn't do anything in World War II when there was an excuse that you didn't know that the H word obscene events was going on, and that there was an excuse to say I didn't know, and that your only answer to your grandkids or your kids when they grow up is I didn't care. So for me to have any sort of concern when there's a genocide happening in 4K right in front of me, as our government is not doing enough to stop this, not putting the economic interests ahead of, and putting the economic interests in front of the dismemberment of children, I cannot say that there's any sort of discussion, political expediency and geopolitics take second place to what's going on in Gaza at the moment. And that was just a couple of days ago when he said that. That was eye-strainingly small writing there, if you'll excuse me. But well said, Liam Cunningham. And I'm just going to go back and see if this link works for this live tracker. I might smell a new feature, people. Do I smell a new feature on the channel? We'll call it Madeline Watch for now. I'll just check, because if you have to set up any sort of account or download an app, I'll have to forgo that. There doesn't seem to be a direct link, but I'll look into that. But I can read out this URL, or I'll just put it up on the screen actually. If you want to check it out, if you want to go there. I'm not sure if you'll have to set up an account or anything, but definitely worth a look. So it's bit.ly/FFC-tracker. That's bit.ly/FFC-tracker. / You won't have to put the / on the end. Okay, people. Yep, the mic's still working. Hooray! It's been some straight minutes now, hasn't it? Wonderful. Flotilla the Hun, Politics Clive, welcome to the stream as well. Great bit of Flotilla the Hun. I can't confirm or deny that. Don't have that information. Let's see what you're saying, people. Would you get on that flotilla? Let's say someone was like, you know, we've got this boat. There's plenty of space on it. We're going to take some free flour to these hungry people, not flour that costs $500 a bag. You know. If you could put me down, I didn't manage to get in on that one. Who knows, maybe someday. An interview with Greta Thunberg here on My Left Eye. That would be a difficult challenge, but I wouldn't say it'd be impossible. Just making sure I remember to follow Liam when I close this page. And as well, trolls accuse public figures who make political statements. They often, you know, get accused of just shouting from the sidelines, don't they? And whatever. But Cunningham's certainly putting any accusations like that to bed. I'd like to see more of that. In fact, we have seen more of that lately. Seen well-known figures getting involved with JSO marches, Palestine marches, other environmental marches. Mobius should definitely get on the flotilla. Yes. We could share a brew. We'll decide... well, I guess if we do need a name for a boat, we've already got a great suggestion with Flotilla the Hun. But keep any other suggestions coming in. Super Tiny, you're not sure. It would be risky. I can't lie to you, people. Some of us might not return. but we might be able to feed some hungry Gazans. What should be happening is, of course, the aid should be getting not just United Nations escorts and Red Crescent escorts, for example. They should be getting full military escorts, if not from the UK, but also and or member states of the European Union. If you are serious, you know. And I'll tell you why that's a realistic proposal. That is from me. I'm not saying it will be a realistic outcome. He says, desperately trying to segue. But where the military is concerned, the spending review apparently is going to be revealing quite a lot of money, quite a lot of extra money going into the military. So, will some of this be used for what I proposed? Because it bloody well should. If you really do want to guarantee that the aid will get in. Because the thing is with Israel and Zionism specifically, it's the who's going to stop us attitude, isn't it? It's the hubris that comes with Zionism that we've seen so many examples of, unfortunately. But someone really needs to turn around and answer that question. That is an official nation's military should be turning around and say, well, it's us. So it should be the case that we say this aid is getting into Gaza. And if Israel say, well, we're going to try and stop you, you know. I mean, obviously all we'd be doing is making sure that international law is upheld, because we care so much about that as a country, don't we? I'm sure that all our politicians do, including, what was it he said that once, I had it written down somewhere, he was director of something law? I can't remember what it was, he only said it the once. But if you really are concerned with legal matters, then, yeah. Do it, and do it yesterday, Keith. Super Tiny, you almost read my mind there. Yeah, I do have a couple more examples here of other protests that have taken place. Just before I get on to this defence budget, because this concerns Russia and it should be very concerning for us as citizens as well, because if you don't think we've already got a target on our backs for what involvement we've had in the Ukraine-Russia war so far, then we certainly will if these defence proposals go through. So this is Paddy McCorry. I'm just going to bring the clip up here and bear with me a moment, I'll have to resize it. You can see him there, and he's from Ireland and MMA fighter, a victorious MMA fighter. I'm assuming this bout was last night. I didn't see it live, I just came across this clip earlier, but for those of you who've not seen it, do take a look. I'm going to play it to a point because it does show some parts of the fights which I'll loosely describe as the floored IDF. What's he called? This fucking Shuki. The fighter who was on the ground was more or less getting pummeled in the head, whilst McCorry shouted "Free Palestine" repeatedly. However, at the risk of breaking terms of service, I'm not going to show that bit, but I'll just show you there. This was just as he was announced as the winner of the bout, which I'm led to believe he won quite convincingly, because maybe IDF members ain't so good when they're not shooting kids in the head from a mile away, are they? Or running people over with a tank. Palestinian flag there. You might not have seen that. Obviously there's two of the same colours, the green and white, on the Irish flag itself, but nope, that's the Palestine flag, very clear there from the... I'll play up to there. I hope the audio was coming through okay for you, but after this it cuts to a close-up of the action, as it were, in the squared circle. But I'm not sure if I'll get away with that, so I'm not going to risk it. But it was, you know, I don't condone violence. This is obviously an organised contest, not just some mad brawl or whatever. But I do have to say that I approve of the message that came with the victory. I'm sure you'll all agree. So well done. Just show the that victorious bit again. Well done. Well done. I hope we could take him on the flotilla. I'm sure that would be a good asset to the crew. What do you say, people? Are we going to get nautical? Live streams at sea? Who knows? Maybe. But yeah, well done. Well done again. What else did I have? Oh, I've got that. Yeah, I'll do this defense spending before I go on to this. God. All right. It's a Trump thing that'll be coming a bit later, but something that I hope I can get through without having a hernia. So defense spending. I was going to get into now. Just need to make this legible. It's beyond the supersonics, yeah. So yeah. You know, I can't imagine Putin goes to bed at night thinking that much about the UK. But apparently we need to send him a message, and the Defence Review is going to do that. Well, this puts me in a difficult position, people, because I don't have a great amount of free time, but should I be spending it building a boat for the flotilla or trying to build some sort of nuclear bunker? So yeah, John Healey has also warned that Russia was launching cyber attacks on UK military networks every day. This was from an interview he did with Kussenberg on Sunday, and he set out the plans to deter growing Russian aggression in a world that is changing, he said, air quotes, etc. It will also commit 1.5 billion to building 6 new factories to make munitions in a bid to revive Britain's industrial base. And this includes long-range missiles. So, as opposed to sending a lot of UK taxpayer money to Ukraine, we're also, I assume, are we going to be either selling these or firing them ourselves? Do we really want to get that deeply embroiled in this? I think this is a bad idea, people. This is awful. I mean, do we really want to provoke Putin to that extent? I know that we already are. The argument is it would create 1,800 jobs. Yeah, there used to be a lot of other people who made long-range weapons for a living, and we know what they were called, 80 years ago. V2 rockets, for example. Huh? There aren't many, if any, historical occasions where, let's say, a country is attacked by a long-range missile, a long-range weapon, that if they have the means, I should cite, then they choose not to retaliate. More or less, if they do have the opportunity, the chance to fire back, and the means to do so, then countries generally do. It would take some picking of my brains to be able to bring you a specific example of that one, so I won't go through that process here on the live stream. Let's just skim through a little more of this article. Before, instead of telling you how we're all going to die horribly, either in nuclear war, climate breakdown, whatever it is, we'll get onto something that will be a bit more light-hearted. But General Sir Patrick Sanders has also, best of the best with honours. General Sir Patrick Sanders is calling for the UK to boost weapons production. The threat posed by Moscow has been a key part of government's pitch ahead of Monday's review, which has assessed the capabilities and equipment that will be needed by the UK's armed forces in the coming years. Now, I need not remind you all, I'm sure, that we're both nuclear states. In fact, Russia's the most heavily nuclear armed state in the world by far. So long-range weaponry as a deterrent, first of all, should that really be required if we have this wonderful nuclear deterrent, which costs us hundreds of billions of pounds to sustain, by the way, with things such as Trident and the other nuclear arsenal stockpiles that we've got? We've got money for this. We've got money for this. Sorry, no money for doctors and nurses who are just asking for a reasonable pay rise. Sorry, we've got no money for pensioners to keep them warm during winter. Hell, sorry, we've barely even got the means to be able to bring you clean drinking water because we might run out of that in 10 years, But did someone say arms production? Did someone say industrial military complex? Oh look! We found billions of pounds down the back of the couch, haven't we? And I'm sure there'll be exchanges going on over tables and whatnot, and words along the lines of, we've been ill-prepared in the past when we've gone to war and we're not going to make that mistake again. So we need to go to whatever, you know, Death Shower Corp it is. There are domestic ones, of course. British Aerospace and whatnot. You've also got massive international players in this, Lockheed Martin and the like. There are others. But they don't like peace, these people. They certainly don't. Peace is bad for business. Just picturing some despotic scene. Perhaps in the future, some sort of flash forward where there is some sort of robotic drones chanting death for job creation that have been sent out by the corporations. Of course, that's probably just a short time before they turn on all of humankind and destroys themselves. Perhaps, but AI is another issue. So alongside it says the existing National Cyber Force, which has been created to play a role in offensive operations, including degrading opponents' command systems, jamming signals sent to drones or missiles, and intercepting military communications. Cyber and electromagnetic command. Or KEK, that's what they're calling it. Welcome to KEK. Welcome to KEK, sir. Will we have a cup of tea before we begin proceedings? So this is going to amount to 2.5% of the national income on defence by 2027, up from 2.3% currently. You remember earlier on, he announced that he does want to get that up to 3% as well. Black hole, 22 billion black hole. Oh, but it's for weapons and war, sir. I'll forget what I just said. Frozen on-screen chats. Thanks for the heads up. Sorry about that, a couple of gremlins in the bloody works tonight, but I'm going to battle through it. Yeah, apologies, I can't read the chat and the article at the same time. I've got one left eye, you know. Okay.
Hello, I am currently
Oops.
standing on the Madeleine, the ship that on Sunday, June 1st, will attempt to...
Sorry, I couldn't... Apologies. I couldn't find where that was on my list then. I should have scratched that one off when we were done with it. Yeah, I created a paradox there by reading the message in the chat, which was about me not reading the messages in the chat. That's meta, is it? It's something. So moving on to this. God. So I just don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this one. Not a comedy clip. Have you seen this tweet that Trump's put out? I think it's a tweet. It might have been on what's the fucking god awful one he got? Truth Social. This list. You know, he's already done the thing of, you know, staff will be fired immediately if they refer to him as a felon. So now... chesty cough there. Bring that back a bit. This is all... He's not thin-skinned at all, you know. This is no knee-jerk reaction. So I'll read through the list of names. This is this official account. I think it is from Truth Social, actually. Just sort of looking at the format. I don't know. It might be because it's a pink tick for some reason. Or is that because it's Pride Month? Whatever. So, he will not tolerate... I've not even got to the first one yet. This is a test. I'll treat it as a test. We'll get through this. I'm gonna have to just do like Chris Morris vibes or something. Being called taco, ole yam tits, orange shit gibbon, man. I knew I wouldn't get past the fucking orange shit gibbon one. Man baby, tiny hands, diaper don, mushroom dick, 2-page fuck trumpet, trumple thin skin. I thought this is real. It's got to be genuine. Triple thin skin. I've nearly run out of brew. I'm gonna... This is gonna kill me. Not even halfway through. If I want to do a segment of this for Trump and Musk's batshit crazy corner, I can always sort this out in post-editing. It'll come out smooth as silk. Diaper Don, Grifter in Chief, Don the Con, Don Old, the Lion King rug-wearing Thunder Nugget, Farty7, that's because he's the 47th president, Farty7, the Orange Shitler, or that orange fuck, because don't make me throw ketchup at the wall because I will. No, is this real? Oh, keep playing Herbie. Oh, I've heard some of those before, but fucking hell. Triple thin skin. G to achieve. Oh. Yeah, we'll throw ketchup at the wall. What's that all about? Is that figurative? Stu, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us. Just about to have a hernia. That way. Oh, the yum tits. Well, that's too much. Can anyone confirm or deny if this is real? I know I'm the one that's showing it to you, but it was from a shared tweet. Okay, I'm going to regroup now, and what's happening next? Just get this off the screen before I write. I wish it was real. I wish it was real. Yeah, too much ironic self-awareness. But there was something. What's the taco thing? Keep an eye out for that. Well, I should have mentioned as well, while we're on the Russia-Ukraine thing, there's been an attack on a Russian nuclear submarine base tonight as well, which is also almost certainly going to provoke some sort of response from Putin. Just wanted to mention that, because of course we're going to be apparently openly getting involved with that. I can't see what possible good could come of that. Okay, people, I'm going to give another thanks to the members now. I think my heart rate's returned to just about its normal level. But yeah, really do appreciate all the support. You can join this list of awesome people for just 99p. Oh yes. That's just a fraction of the price of a tasty hot beverage, you know. Thanks for the gifted memberships on tonight's stream as well. Thanks to people who've renewed your memberships. Have you got a new profile there, Stu? Just noticed that. But yeah, you can also make sure you've hit thumbs up on the stream to help support the channel as well. If you're watching back on a replay later on, then super thanks are available. There's a buy me a coffee page in the channel description as well. Thank you very much. Happy Socialist Sunday. That's to all the members. Let's bring the chat back on screen. Okay, let's get back into the lounge. Not the jazz lounge, the fondue lounge. Oh. My face hurts from the Trump tweet. Just the mic issue again for a moment there. But yes, here we are, gate crashing Keith's Fondue Lounge. Once more. They're back in action this week. So there will be a PMQs on Wednesday, but I'll be catching up with you on a Brews at 10 before that, I'm sure. And there's going to be a new Brews at 10, the album, next week, of course. Should I give Volume 8 one last play before I come off stream? Yes, I think we will. Just one more time. So we'll say bye to Keith for now. Ta-ra, Keith. Keep your suggestions coming in for these people. On the weekday live streams, the Brews at 10, the album. Tea-based songs and artists, please. I have been back and written a few down for the next volume, so we'll see which ones make it through to volume 9 tomorrow. But for now, here's volume number 8 for your pleasure.
Do you like a hot, tasty beverage with your music? Then my left eye has got a treat for your ears. The Brews at 10, the album. All your favourite beverage-based hits from the 1960s to now, all in one place.
Volume 8 is now available, featuring Teenage Riot, Sonic Youth, Brew Really Got Me, The Kinks, Fight for Your Right to Party, Beastie Boys, T-Bird, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Hey Brood, The Beatles, plus many more. Order now.
So, volume 8 there. Thanks for your contributions on that one. What do we have there? Just pop those up on the screen. 1 sec. Those were this week's selections. Thanks for your contributions. Very good. Alright people, that's going to bring us towards the end of the stream, but don't go anywhere. Let's see where we might go a raiding. Yeah, we didn't have any on Friday's stream, did we? But we've got No Justice and the Surf Times. I think we'll go with a friend of the channel, No Justice. Great stuff. Make sure that you give a thumbs up on the stream when we get over there. I'll be doing that myself while I join you for a little while. Thanks for being with me on the stream though. It's been great to start to wind down the week with you all. Be back with another Sunday live stream next week, of course. Between now and then, other content to enjoy, other live streams. The Brews at 10, of course. So please do join me. Keep an eye out for those at 10 PM during some weekdays. Yep, and I think I've taken care of all the formalities now, so the raid's all set up. Do join me over there. I'll see you in just a moment, people. Happy Socialist Sunday. My Left, I'll be seeing you soon. Free Palestine.